Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and today we are going to make, I think it's called a gatefold card with this Meowdy stamp set from Ink Road Stamps. And this is my failed attempts here you're seeing right now. I tried numerous times to make this cooperate the way I wanted to, and measuring and figuring things out like that is not my strong suit. So this was a lot of trial and error. Like I just tried to record right off the bat, and it didn't work the way I wanted it to because I couldn't do it the way, like, you see those two pieces are just matching up. Like I needed it to kind of like overlap, because how I wanted to do it was I wanted the cat's ears to be able to be fussy cut out so that the ears would like basically lock the card down together, if that makes sense. You'll see what I'm getting at in a few minutes, but I finally settled on a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 7, which is a mini slimline size. And I decided to leave it whole and ink up the stamps so that the cat's ears were almost like they were facing the outside of the piece of cardstock on both sides, and they are um so the ears are on the outside. And I used smoky slate and chocolate chip, I believe, for these cats. um And you can't really see it in this picture because I never used my Misty this way, so I didn't realize that the Misty was off camera, and I'd already recorded basically stamping this like 7 times at this point. I deleted a whole bunch of the footage because I was like, nobody needs to see 7 times of me not getting it right. But see there, you can see the cat's ears on the left and the right of the Misty, like very much at the edge of the cardstock. So that's how you want to make this work. And we're going to use our pressure tool to press down the stamps. And very good coverage. I did recently re-ink these very old Stampin' Up! Ink pads, just because I don't really have any other stamping inks in gray and brown, so I have lots of Distress Oxides, but no stamping inks. So we're going to try to re-ink or re-stamp the brown kitty a little bit to get a little bit, teeny tiny bit better coverage. But these cats are so cute. Love it. All right, so we're going to re-stamp that one kitty very quickly. Go, kitty, go. Perfect. Look at that. All right, I love it now. All right, so after this, we are going to, um, and this is not very scientific. Like, I'm sorry, but this is my method that seems to have worked for me, but it's not very scientific. After we get this all stamped, um, we are going to do the lines so that we can fold the card with the um, all right, now we're going to score the lines in the card, and you can't really see it because apparently I didn't do a good job of keeping it in the right spot, but we are going to do the lines at 3 inches and 6 inches. So it will be, the card will be like 3 inches when it's folded up, 3 inches by 5.5. So my thought is we're going to put it on a panel of cardstock just to give it a little, to get it more to the mini slimline size. All right, so you can do this with a rotary trimmer if you have one. My rotary trimmer is giant, and I just wanted to show you how I can do this with the trimmer. You can watch where you're putting the blade down to, so you don't have to fussy cut the entire side so it stays a little bit straight. And then you can do it on the other side too. I'm going to line it up so that you're at the side of the kitty's face, go almost down to the kitty's ear. And then we're going to do that on this side too, after I try to figure out if I can manage that, but I can. I'm going to line it up so that it's lined up with my prior cut and also with my with the kitty's face. You don't want to cut the kitty's face at all. So you go down right about to the bottom of the kitty's ear, and then I'm going to do the other side the same way. That's not much space there, but I just wanted the lines to be really straight, the cut lines to be really straight. And I know when I try to do fussy cutting like this without a trimmer, it's always not straight. So, you see there how it's cut and cut. We're just going to fussy cut around the kitty cat's ears. And then at the top of both of the kitty's ears, we're going to cut down to the kitty's head, following the line of their ears. And that's how the card is going to like close and stay closed, basically. it's going to kind of like latch in there. I think it turns out really cool. So yeah, we fussy cut around the bottom of the ear, and then when we go up to the top of the ear, we're going to cut all the way down to the kitty's head. Just one line down to the kitty's head. And our little strip there should fall off, but it's not, so we got to clip the little tiny spot there. All right, that side is done. Now this side, we're going to do the same thing. This side, you're not going to cut as much off of this side just because the cat, his face doesn't, or his ear doesn't go that far away from his face. So it's kind of like, it's not easy to do this card, really. It turns out really cool looking, but it's not super easy to do the measuring and stuff, in my opinion, because the cats aren't exactly symmetrical. All right, and we're clipping all the way down to the top of the ear on that side. And then we're going to fold it. And we're going to use the bone folder to help us press down the fold lines. And see if you can see that there's like a little bit of overlap because we didn't want space between you didn't want to be able to see the message that's written inside. So that's why I thought that the slit down by the kitty's ear to help it overlap and lock together would be a very good idea. And it's not exactly even when I fold it, so I'm going to very carefully take my scissors and trim a teeny tiny bit off the bottom. And I know I said that lines always get uneven when I do them with scissors, but that one turned out pretty good. I was impressed with myself. So there we go. That's that. And I have a pre-cut panel of cards, black cardstock that is 6 by 3.5 inches. All right, so since this card is a different size than usual, I have a smaller space to work with to be able to put a sentiment on it. So I'm going to use this happy anniversary sentiment from Colorado Craft Company. And I know that I only have a small space to work with, so we're going to stamp it on a scrap of cardstock that is the size that I need for fitting it on the space. And then we're going to use a stamp, or not a stamp, a punch, my bad, a punch in a creative way to be able to add this to the card. We're going to put a post-it note on the back there and slide it into the punch, and see that's kind of like a strange diamond shape. It's an old scrapping up or Stampin' Up punch. And then we're going to space it evenly and punch it out. And then it will fit on my greeting card because it is just the right size. I was looking through all my sentiments trying to find something that would fit on there, and there we go. It fits, and I'm not even going to put any dimension behind it just because of the way that the card folds and goes together. I'm just going to glue it down with some double-sided adhesive, and then we will glue this card to the card base that I have, and then it will be ready to go. I hope that the recipients enjoy this because I do have someone specific in mind to receive this card. And all right, this is one thing that I do when I get stamp sets and I finally use them. I've had this one for a few months now and I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to put a post-it note on the back that says when I got it and when I used it, because if I don't do that, I feel like my stash is going to get out of control, because if I have so many things in there that I don't use, then I don't want to keep, if I'm not using them, I don't want to keep them around. All right, here's the finished product. Leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.